Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Star Ocean. Last time we made some use of the battle arena here and managed to beat everything up to rank F with Radix, and off screen I managed to use Iria to do the same thing, though it was much more difficult than I recall it being. When you put them into the battle arena, they'll put whoever you used most recently at the top of your party, so that when you go in to talk to the guy or whatever to do it again, then the first person on the list will be whoever was in battle last, which is quite nice at speeding things along. Let's see, I don't think she learned any new techs. No, unfortunately not. But one thing I did forget to mention is I gave her the poison charm so that she wouldn't get poisoned while she was in there, and I didn't really explain the best way of dealing with the soldiers with Iria, which is the biggest, pretty much the biggest danger to her in this entire thing, because when she's in there, her normal attack is so slow that they get their attacks off, and what their attacks are is they throw their sword and it hits you on the way forward, and then it comes back like a boomerang and hits you on the way back. And it does a shitload of damage, and it really, really hurts. So yeah, it does over 200 damage to her, and with her, you know, just over 1,000 HP, it's not nearly enough to survive that. So what you want to do is you want to move Iria kind of around the battlefield, and then use her, what is it, her Chi Kung Fist to hit him from the range a little bit, but not too much, because you don't want to use up too much of your points, especially in the third round and the second round, because the second round you need to save some MP for the guy that can petrify you. In the third round you want to save it for the Velkit boss, who can actually deal a little bit of damage to her and is enough to actually kill her if you're not paying attention. So you'll want to do a mixture of normal attacks and Chi Kung Fist. Shooting Star actually does more damage, but it never hits because it seems to suffer from, you know, getting blocked more often than anything else. So I like using this, costs less MP, and does a decent amount of damage anyway. Anyway, with that being said, we can now talk to this guy. Nothing higher than mediocrity. Okay. Well, with that being said, there's pretty much nothing else we can do other than... Can I get past you, please? Thank you. Other than proceed to the Astral Castle, the castle of the area. For whatever reason, they didn't decide to... well, I think they did that with most games, or with most... oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Most of the continents in this game. Other than the Moor continent, which called its, you know, castle city. It's actually Portmas, if you're... I think I showed that off. Anyway, yeah, the one here is actually called Astral Castle. And if you go over here once talking to him and defeating one round, then we can go with him. So select yes, okay, and we can recruit Ashlay. Aw, well, thank you. Thank you for pointing that out, Iria. That's very, very helpful. Makes sense. Resemble the Erdl sword style, which is what I was talking about a couple of episodes ago when we were looking in the skills. Some ways it was quite different. Learned it from your father, who, of course, we never meet. Huh. So apparently we have a decent amount of knowledge. Boat is leaving. Well, we better get on there. Okay. So, with that being said, we've actually recruited Ashlay. And the way he looks at it, it's hard to tell from his pink sprite, but he's actually an old grizzled war veteran. And as soon as we do that, we get treated to this sequence here. Sir Fear. Oh. Okay. When you first get here and you look at that, it doesn't make a lot of sense because, you know, you're looking at that sequence and, you know, you don't know really what the whole deal is. However, this will make it even more confusing. Does that character look familiar? Huh, some crude language. There's actually horses in a JRPG. That's weird. Yeah, this is Fear, the same character we saw all of 5 seconds ago, slaughtering people in Astral Cave, which is right next to Tattery. It's not anywhere close to here. It actually connects to this town, but we're already on the other side of that cave. Ria's place. Okay. Too long, in fact. And he is the leader of the cavalry. Now, if you recall, a couple of episodes ago I was talking to somebody, and they said that the captain of the Astral Knights, which is Fear, should be able to, with her skill, take over the commander's position, which is Rias. Yeah, Fear is the female captain he was referring to, that NPC, and, you know, Rias is the commander. We met, like, you know, 2 minutes ago. Nice to meet you. Fear Mel. I don't know why. You know, normally I like it when they give characters in RPGs last names, but for some reason, if it doesn't at least show some purpose, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Here, it makes sense. Fear's last name, not really. This one does. Warren's Mansion. Rias Warren. Remind you of anybody? Yeah, C.S. Warren's father. Though there's very few references to that last name, at least in this version of the game. I'm assuming there's a lot more references, like walking into the house and seeing it as Rias Warren's house instead of just Rias's house. So unfortunately, yeah, they kind of hide a little bit of the information, and I don't really blame the game creators for that because it's partly to do with you know, the limited text space they have for everything. But yeah, it definitely kind of, I don't know, it's kind of awkward. But yeah, here we have Rias, or Lias in the PSP version. Oh, apparently these guys are old friends. That's good to see. Another party member? What boy? Yeah, so this is why they mention Cius, though they don't really go into specifics about why, you know, they've brought his name up. Oh, well, cool. We've got some nice guests, or some a nice house that we can stay in. Nice to have a free inn, I guess. It's actually a rather lengthy scene for this game, which is kind of odd that it's optional. Yeah, look at that. We got our own, well, I guess we get to share a room, but we got ourselves a room. Yeah, it's kind of funny how they do that. You know, it'd be impossible to live in such an antiquated kind of environment unless you have a lot of money, which of course before, you know, when this was kind of the norm, this type of a building, this is what you had when you didn't have money. In this case, Rias has a mansion, so it doesn't, you know, my explanation doesn't work as well as it could, but yeah, it's just kind of odd, I guess. What do we do now? Anyway, we can try strolling around and go checking things out. Now, like I was saying, I don't want to recruit Ashlay. Now, do I actually have him? No, I don't. But there is another sequence up here. No, not wrong room. Where's the other room that I'm looking for? This one? Yes, there we go. Ah, yeah. What did happen with you two anyway? Assistant captain's position in First Division. Well, I'm assuming you would have, Oh, you couldn't find a suitable person, so then you recommended your son? So they couldn't find anyone to fit the role. They recommended his son. Well, from what we've seen, Cius has a decent amount of ability. Now, a lot of their dialogue is just kind of confusing, actually. Doesn't seem to say a whole lot. Okay, now, Fear, as you might have guessed, she's actually staying in this house, which is why she brought us here. Now, Fear is not the biological daughter of Rias. She's actually an adopted daughter. Ah, so we don't want to talk about Cius around her because that will piss her off. Ah, see that? Knowing that she is an adopted daughter and not a, blood relative makes this a little less creepy. Not a lot less creepy, just a little less creepy. Anyway, basically the only reason I went down this path is to show off a couple of scenes, talk to a few people, and that's pretty much it. Oh, we can enter the castle at any time. That's nice. But I'm a JRPG character. That's my job. I barge in and pester people and steal items from their house. That's pretty much what my job title is. Anyway, think what we need to do is just go back to back and rest in the house there. We can go inside the castle here, though there's not much point in doing so. There's not a lot we can do here, if anything, really. I don't think we can go... Yeah, see, these guards are blocking off entrance to the king's room, so we can't do anything there. There's some items we can grab, but like I said, I'm not going to take this path as my final path. I just wanted to show off the basic story elements so that you know that Ashlay is a possible character, and... Well, I guess I can kind of go over Ashlay's up and down sides. His upside is that... That's not where I wanted to go. Out of the way. I'm lost. Yep, I'm definitely lost. No. Where is... There it is. Is that the house I was in? Yeah, there we go. Ashlay... The way they build him up is he's an old war hero, and in fact, so is Rias. So that kind of explains a little bit there. Yeah, so if we go to sleep, we can trigger the basic little events here, and Ashlay, of course, stays here as well. Ashlay seems to notice before anyone else. Again, ties to his, warrior's background. Not sure if there's supposed to be music here. Probably not. Ah, there's the music. I overshot the door a little bit. Fear? Why is his blood green? Well, puke green? I don't know. Ah! Run away! Why would you kill your adoptive father? That just doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's go after her. Now we actually have access to Ashlay, and as you can see from the start, not only is he slightly lower level than us, but more importantly, he has a massive amount of HP and next to no MP, which the lack of MP will really hurt him later in the game. Actually, by the time you get to the end of the game, it really kind of balances out, and he's only slightly lower than everyone else. But anyway, he starts off with 0 stamina. Unfortunately, the other characters have way more stamina, but he's got some decent stats. He's got pretty high strength and decent intelligence for someone who doesn't need intelligence. If you're going to recruit him, try to get him with originality. You can just redo the sequence with fast forward, it goes by real quick, and try and get originality for him if you want to recruit him, because that will be helpful in forging his ultimate weapon later in the game. Sixth Sense is pointless. It works with, I think, the Oracle ability, which, as far as I know, either works or doesn't. It's not like it can fail. It just works no matter, you know what. So, I don't know. Anyway, his sword style, by the way, check out his text. Twin Slash, Rift Wave, look familiar? Yeah, he has very similar ones to Radix there, and that's because he has the same style. If you check out his skills here, he has the Erdl style as well. And the thing is, you know, the reason why Radix has it is because he's from the future where I guess more people have it. He learned it from his father. Though Ashlay must be around here during kind of the height of popularity of this style. Now, he also comes with his secret skills already learned. Now, what secret skills do is pretty much what it says. It powers up your techs. Now, what you have to do in order to do this is you need to put points into Erdl style, or whatever your school style is for that character. And these come already learned even when other characters get them. And then use a tech over and over and over and over again, and eventually you'll see a flash of red in battle, and at the bottom of the screen it'll say you learned a new ability, and it will be infused with the power of, you know, a dragon summon, a 7-star summon, or a sacred beast summon. In this case, other characters have different ones. Now, the dragon summon is something that's kind of unique to Ashlay in the fact that if you decide to recruit Ashlay, he's the only one who has it until the end of the game, when you can do a private action in the final town, and he will hand, I don't think he loses it, but he'll teach it to Radix. I've never actually got that because you need to have the approval rating high enough, and unfortunately the only files that I've had him on his approval rating wasn't high enough. So I tried to raise it a little bit, but I have issues trying to make that work, so whatever. So yeah, that's unfortunately what we kind of get with him. Ashlay himself, as far as skills go, he's not bad, but again, like Cius, he's kind of slow. If you look at his portrait there, yeah, does it say how old he is? I think he's like 50. Yeah, Ashlay, that's his last name. I don't know what that means. But yeah, so that's pretty much what you get stuck with if you recruit him. He uses the same weapons as, you know, standard swords, just like Radix. Same type of armor. Everything's pretty much the same. The only difference is, if you can kind of tell by his portrait, but not really, he has an injured arm and cannot use a shield. There is one shield in the game that all characters can equip, even characters that can't equip shields, such as Ashlay, but there's only one shield that works like that, and it takes quite a while to get that, mainly toward the end of the game. You can get a couple early game, but not a lot. Let's see. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to Ashlay. Also, if you choose to get Ashlay, you can get another item called the Charm later in the game. Now, oh, where am I going here? Actually, no, I want to leave straight out the town. I'm trying to remember which way to go. Yeah, so she went down this way. And into Astral Cave. Now, we haven't actually been here. This is a healing point, by the way. But this is the other side of the cave. Now, I could go through... Oh, there's bunnies. Here, let's watch Ashley work here. Yeah, these bunnies, a little more dangerous than the other ones. Yeah, he's a little slow when it comes to moving. His sword swing is not quite as fast as Radix, but not bad. Mainly, I'm just not a fan of him late game. Early game, he is awesome to have because he's got so much HP that he kind of works as a tank. He does take a little more damage than other characters. If you continue to go through this path, you'll end up fighting a boss. Wondering if I should show that off. I've come this far, I might as well show that off, but that's going to do it for this episode of Let's Play Star Ocean. Next time, we are going to continue to go this way, kill these knights before they kill me, because these guys are evil, and then we'll take on the boss and figure out what happens in the story this way, and yeah. So that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.